Spiritual Principles, Rabbi, Michael-ben-Pesach, Portnaar. The 10th spiritual principle. Each change in the particular aspect leads to a need for a related change in the general aspect. By working individually on yourself, you work to correct the whole world, but not the other way around. The smallest change in the lower one causes the corresponding changes above in the entire universe. As you can imagine, when a person rises to the next step in the spiritual, and then he looks back, he cannot believe that he was in the previous state. And it may happen that he sees this change once a year, or every 5 years, while another person can see it once every 3 months. Distancing oneself or approaching towards the light means, in the inner spiritual work, a change in properties. The more you become like the light, the closer you become to your completeness. However, if you remain stubborn and continue to cherish the love of yourself, then you move away from the light and from your ultimate goal. If you make an effort from yourself to conform to the light in attributes, without waiting to receive blows from a whip, you will avoid the effects of coercion on yourself and save yourself from unnecessary suffering. If, nevertheless, you remain in your stubbornness, I just want to know, I want to know, then you don't want to change your attributes and to be more in conformity with the light, then you will experience troubles, diseases, problems, etc. And this is due to the fact that you turned your back on a light. The Lurian Kabbalah teaches you that in all circumstances you consciously approach the light, so that you move yourself ahead of the forces of coercion. It is good to know that everything negative in our world is a consequence of the sense of the other side, the correctional forces of coercion. Therefore, if you follow the teachings of Kabbalah, you will gradually come to your liberation. This also helps the rest of the world. You add the light of your correction to the rest of the world. In fact, nothing disappears in the spiritual. Then the highest forces in your perception will be sweetened. You turn the severity of the law towards charity, blessings, etc. Therefore, Kabbalah is an absolutely practical guide, explaining to each of us in the simplest and most accessible language how to live good. In our time, there are radical changes, though it is stated that the management of the world is carried out from above according to a certain plan. However, the upper light directs our conscious and active participation in all further changes until the final correction of all creation is completed. So, if previously the relations towards us were as unconscious participants and objects that automatically participate in the development process towards the original goal, from now, every person must self-consciously and actively participate in the successful completion of the process of correction.